Hi, Teri here from Stamping Magic. Welcome back to my channel. Today's project is a card. I've used the Whale Done stamp set together with its coordinating punch, and I've also used some of the Whale of a Time 6-inch Designer Series paper pack. And I've created a simple easel card. So let's get started. These are all the measurements you need for all the elements required to create this project. So if you're interested in reproducing it, take a screenshot so you can refer to it later. This is the Whale Done stamp set, and I'm using most of the images today. I'm also using the Hoping All Your Birthday Fishes Come True sentiment. I'll be stamping on our normal weight Whisper White card. I have a piece of scrap and then I have the panel for the front of the card. I'm going to start stamping using Pretty Peacock ink, and I'm starting with the whale. Then I'm going to stamp the sentiment above it, and I'm going to switch to Calypso Coral ink to stamp this little seahorse. To cut out the sentiment, I'm going to use one of the dies from the Stitched So Sweetly die set, and this is the smallest one. The little seahorse will need to be cut out by hand, and I'm going to use the Whale Builder punch to punch out the whale. For the front panel, I'm going to start by stamping the coral, and this will be in Calypso Coral. Now I'm going to use first and second generation stamping for this to get a difference in tone. I'm also stamping a second seahorse, and this will also be in Calypso Coral. The jellyfish will be in Bumblebee ink. There are two seaweed stamps, and I'm going to use both of them, and I'm stamping using shaded spruce, and again I'm using first and second generation stamping to get that mix of tones. I'm using Granny Apple Green ink to stamp all the little fish. The air bubbles for the whale are going to be stamped using Pool Party ink, and I'm just going to place my whale into position first, and then I'll know where to stamp these. My card base is in Calypso Coral, and this is half a standard sheet of card, scored in the middle, and then folded to create a portrait card. Now I need to make an additional score halfway along one of the sides. Now because I use A4 as my standard sheet of card, I'm using my metric plate on top of my Simply scoreboard. Now on this plate is a measurement at 7.4 centimeters, and that's where I've scored it. If you use 8.5 inch by 11 inch card as your standard, you want to score at 2 3/4 inches. You then need to fold and burnish this additional score line, and your card base is then complete. There's a little additional stamping required for the inside panel. Now I'm going to place my sentiment into position, and I want that towards the front of the panel or the bottom, and then using Granny Apple Green ink again, I'm going to stamp the little fish to the right side of it and then the left side of it. I have my card base, and then I have the panel for the inside that I've just stamped, and I'm going to layer that onto a pretty peacock mat. For the front of the card, I have some of the Whale of a Time designer series paper, which I'm going to layer onto pretty peacock, and that will go onto another Calypso coral mat. I also have the stamped panel for the front of the card, and I'm going to layer that onto some Calypso coral. I have my sentiment that is also going to be layered onto Calypso coral, and then I have the whale and the seahorse. And that's my card complete. It's one of the simplest easel cards that you can make. And here's another look at my original one, both more or less the same. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Bye for now.